Good morning, everybody. Now, have I got a plant for you today? So let's get started. So those that are here for the first time, I'm Bekka, and I'm here to empower you with the knowledge of a natural health lifestyle. And today I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite herbs, the goldenrod. One of the things that you might not know about me is I love rooting for the underdog. And goldenrod is one of those herbs that have had a bad rap for no reason whatsoever. And what I'm referring to is a lot of people will look at this plant and like, oh, I can't touch this, or oh, that creates my allergies, or whatever. And in fact, it's most likely not creating your allergies. And the reason I say that is the goldenrod pollen is a very heavy pollen. It's one of those pollens that has to be carried by a carrier, whether it's a bug or, you know, an animal brushing up against it or whatever. It just it's a very heavy pollen, so it would drop to the ground. But goldenrod is a very showy herb, right? And it blooms really close to the culprit. And I come out here right by a patch of goldenrod, and I'm just going to step over 1, 2, 3 steps. It's that plant right there. That plant is ragweed. And ragweed has millions of particles of pollen, and it is a very light pollen that floats through the air. And you might be able to see the goldenrod right beside me on this side and ragweed right beside me on this side. And I'll actually step up just a little bit so you can see they grow in the same area. So when people have issues with allergies, they see the showy goldenrod plant and contribute their allergy issues to the goldenrod when it's not the goldenrod. It is the ragweed. So there we go. I have covered the issue of goldenrod. Now, I am going to put an asterisk here that yes, you can be allergic to the pollen of goldenrod, but like I mentioned, it is a very heavy pollen, and with the light pollen blowing through the air growing right beside it, it's most likely the ragweed. But goldenrod is not just a showy plant. Yes, it does have a lot of folklore behind it. Like, I love the folklore of how goldenrod received its flowers. So back in the day, there was an old crone who was walking through the woods and needed a little bit of assistance. So this old crone, she asked the tree, well, hey, would you provide me a staff to be able to finish my walk through the woods? And the tree said, no, not today. And she was like, okay, so what am I going to do? Well, this scraggly branch just kind of growing through the woods says, hey lady, I will help you out. And it did. And you know, she finishes her walk with the assistance of the scraggly rod, and at the end she turns into a fairy. Of course, you know, all of these fairy tales have changing crones into fairies, right? And she changes into a fairy and says, what do you want in life? And the scraggly rod says, I want to be loved by children everywhere. She says, okay, I can do that. And then that's where the rod turns into a golden staff, which now we know as goldenrod. It's a beautiful story, you know, the scraggly staff not expecting anything out of giving, and receives a tremendous reward in turn. And another folk story that I really love is if you take the flowers of the goldenrod and have some in your pocket or your purse, you will find your riches. There we go. So as you can see, herbs that are very beneficial in life get rewarded with all sorts of folklore and folk stories, and goldenrod is not lacking in their stories. And those are just two that that I like to hold on to and enjoy and thank the goldenrod whenever I see it. Like I'd said, goldenrod is one of my favorite herbs, and there is a medicinal reason why it's one of my favorites, not just for the show, which she is beautiful, but also for her medicinal abilities. Goldenrod is also known as a healing herb. You might actually run across names like jointwort or joint herb or fastening herb, and there is a legitimate reason for that, is because goldenrod is one of those healing herbs. It heals a tremendous amount of ailments in and outside the body. And I wanted to go through a few of them. The number one that I use goldenrod for is joints. Goldenrod is known for healing membranes, which membrane is just like the surface of a cell. But look, using that to my advantage, I was able to use goldenrod to heal the membrane of joints, and it does an extremely well job at that. But that's not its only known remedies or only known use. It is very well known to be used for chest congestion or ailments of the lung and chest. You know, whether it is from influenza or coughs or colds, which I would have to agree that it does very well for chest ailments. And goldenrod is also good for the bladder, the kidneys, the colon, and the intestines. So those of you that have hit my videos that I have released about food sensitivity and the problems it's causing in my body, you might actually realize why I'm out here with my buddy goldenrod. Because this herb makes a great tea, and therefore it's a great tea for healing intestine issues that do contribute to food sensitivities. So this is a part of my remedy regimen that I'm going through to relieve my issues with food sensitivity. And the reason I say that I love this herb for that is it is known to heal, whether it's healing a wound on the outside of the skin or a wound on the inside. You know, our intestines is just the skin on the inside. Makes sense? And also, this herb is used to relieve candida issues, healing skin complaints, whether it is an infection like from candida, or if it is a toxic release in creating, say, itchy skin. Now, if you haven't run into the videos that I've created on food sensitivity, I'll leave it in the comment section, and I'll put a card up here, and you can go through those videos and catch yourself up with what I'm referring to. But just for the video today, you know, the goldenrod is a great plant for wounds on the inside and outside. Goldenrod is a harmony herb, and what that means is it creates harmony in your life and whatever aspect it is. It could be a dysfunction in the body, or what we think is a dysfunction in the body, or it can be a dysfunction of the mind. So this is a detoxing herb, and I'm not talking about one of those herbs that are very harsh, of you have to stay close to home in the bathroom whenever you use it. No, this is one of those herbs that can be used every day and used throughout your life. And it is a great herb to create harmony in whatever is ailing you, because it is a healing herb. It is a detoxing herb. It's an antioxidant, if that's a word that you're looking for. And antioxidants, what they do is get rid of the oxidation out of your body, because oxidation is what causes deterioration in your body. And that is all the overall process of toxins in your body and detoxing. You are wanting to pull the oxidants and relieve the oxidant stress from your body. So this is a great antioxidant. She keeps running from me. This is a great antioxidant herb to have around. And she also has a very big part in the making of our country. I love this story. So those that have gone through American history, during the American Revolution, you might have heard the story of the Boston Tea Party. And to just kind of freshen your mind, some of the patriots boarding a ship and dumping all of the English tea overboard because of the tea tax. But that would be like us today saying, we're not going to drink any more soda, right? Well, that would be wrong. One of the most common drinks of the day was tea. So we had to come up with a plan B, right? And that is where Liberty tea comes from. And one of the major herbs of Liberty tea, you guessed it, is the goldenrod. And the goldenrod, whether you're using the flower or the leaf, can be dried and used for tea. It actually makes a very decent tea. I enjoy drinking the tea of goldenrod. That's actually what I'm doing here today, is I'm going to collect some of these plants for a tea for myself, to continue down my road of healing from gluten sensitivity, and therefore I'm healing myself and enjoying a great Liberty tea. So I'm liberating myself from the chains or bondage of illness with this, as well as supporting my fellow patriots of the past in creating and maintaining the liberties here in our great country of the U.S. So that is the story of the goldenrod. If you have any great uses that you've used of goldenrod that I haven't covered today, leave them in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're ready to start your path of a natural health lifestyle, then go check out bekkasplanet.com. I have some great resources for you. I will talk to you again soon, and until then, get healthy, be happy, and herbal on. See ya. Take the confusion and overwhelm out of your life and design your natural health lifestyle. Start it today at bekkasplanet.com.